I went to the church store and I got this. And it is a faith chart, like kind of like a brochure. And it says, it's titled The Bible at a Glance is its title, the top or wherever. And I was just gonna read what it says about the prophets. The major prophets, according to this chart, says Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, who is like written by Jeremiah, Baruch, Ezekiel, and Daniel. And minor prophets are Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi. The important gospel of the life of the Son of the Father, Jesus, is like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And then you have the epistles are like letters of Paul. And he's written Romans. He's the author of like the letter Romans, Corinthians, 1st and 2nd, Galatians, the book of Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, Galatians, 1st Thessalonians, 2nd Thessalonians, 1st Timothy and 2nd Timothy, Titus, and Philemon. Other epistles include Hebrews, and I guess that's all. Wait. And then there's like part of the Bible is called the Pentateuch, or also known as the Law. The Pentateuch is the first 5 books of Moses, written. Moses is the author, the prophet author, and it's Genesis, I guess, attributed to Moses traditionally, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. And historical books is, inside the Pentateuch of Moses, they talk about like the beginnings of like the world at the first chapter of Genesis, and Israel's like laws. If you read the book. And then historical books talk about the history of Israel from the conquest of the Promised Land to the revolt of the Maccabees. And they are Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings is a historical book, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, historical, Ezra, Nehemiah, Tobit, Judith, Esther, 1st Maccabees, 2nd Maccabees, okay. The Septuagint is deuterocanonical. It describes the 7 Old Testament books. And the oldest version of the Bible, which is called the Septuagint. The wisdom books include, it speaks to the concerns of all people, not just Israelites, but those to lead people closer to God. And they are including Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Wisdom of Solomon, and Sirach, James, 1st Peter, 2nd Peter, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John, and Jude. Part of the New Testament in the Bible book is the Revelation by John, the prophet of the Isle Patmos. And then in the back it has the mysteries of the Rosary, the events in his life, the Son of the Father's life, parables spoken by the Son of the Father, the birth of the Catholic Church in scriptures. Like it says, like, I will build my church, the Holy Spirit descent, Characteristics of early church on historical, like back then, on earth, history of earth. Stephen, the first martyr, conversion of Paul in chapter 9 of Acts. Gentiles welcomed, Acts 10, 9 through 48. The Apostolic Council of Jerusalem. Paul's missionary journeys, Acts 13 and following. So, yeah.